Hello and welcome along to Greyhound Gold. It's the final episode for 2021. David Short and James Broadhurst combining. Hello, JB.
Hello, Shorty. Good to be with you. Glad to get the call up on the all-important final show of the year.
Yes, indeed. Saving the big guns for the final show of 2021. Let's go back to last week, though, and it was a big night out here. Christmas gift final night, a listed affair over the longer distance, over the early stages of this race. Joni Keeping gets out really well from the wide draw. The Queenslander in box number 6, Mix Recall, takes over though by the 600 metre boxes, and Jayville Slick just gets that lovely trail into second behind it. Past the finishing post, and it's still the Queenslander Mix Recall tracking along quite nicely. We do see Jayville Slick start to get that little bit closer as they get back to where it all started. Joni Keeping's still there, and you can just start to see the yellow rug of We the People starting to weave and duck and dive on its way through. Turning for home, Mix Recall gets passed by Jayville Slick, who looks like it might just be about the winner. But oh, hello, here's We the People just dropping on it and going on for an outstanding victory. The listed Christmas Cup final going the way of We the People in the yellow rug. Well done to the connections, and Shawnee Kavanagh, 6:01, 30, 43, 42 and 16 overall. A really nice performance by a really consistent greyhound. We the People's had an excellent 2021 over 600 and 700 metres, particularly JB, one of our most consistent stayers and middle distance performers, and that's a little bit of icing on the cake.
Oh, fantastic money spinner this greyhound has been, hasn't she? We the People, been a good dog either way, and Sean Kavanagh, of course, getting a nice Christmas bonus ahead of time there. Good to see him getting a bit of some success there in some of these big races. And also, Shorty, good to see these battler owners, Peter Cameron and Ryan Levitsky, getting the cash there.
Yes, they say money follows money, JB. Clearly that's the case with We the People. Well done to the guys, though. They pay to play, they pay and invest heavily in our industry, and it's for rewards like that they get involved. Yeah. So well done to them, and Merry Christmas to them. That's going to help to put a few extra prezzies into the sack, as they say, JB. Now, it's a busy period over the Christmas New Year, and it's worth just having a quick look at the fixturing over the next little patch. Over this period that's expected to be really warm,
yes,
I like the fact that they've gone heavy the coastal circuit down at Mandurah, where that lovely breeze arrives.
That's
hopefully.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we've got, of course, Christmas Eve on Friday night at Mandurah.
Early start?
Early start time, about a 4:30 kickoff down there. No racing Christmas Day. We're back again at Mandurah for Boxing Day. The 27th we've got off. Little back to normality leading up to what will hopefully be our New Year's Eve meeting on the 31st December. Fingers crossed that goes ahead. Shorty.
Indeed. And all the very best to everybody through that festive period, and be happy and safe, as we generally are, JB. Safe and happy. We always protect ourselves, and we're generally smiling.
Hopefully a few winners along the way as well.
I'll be certainly I'll be doing my best. I know you've been doing your best. And I tell you, to finish off the program this year, punters, we're going down to Mandurah Friday night, and it is a Shazam. We've landed on the old Wonder Twin Powers Activate. That's where the two little blue monkeys come out from somewhere from here, I think, if the cartoon, as I remember, it happens.
But a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Was it in blue?
They were blue. Little blue.
Black and white.
No, there was colour. And there'll be a blue, red rug that will be cheering for colour-wise, because we both landed race 5, number 1 Tandem at Paces, our best bet Friday. Absolute cherry bomber, this dog. Loves it off the inside draw. 6 starts from the draw, 4 wins, 2 placings. From this draw 2 starts ago, I was really keen on it. Hard to walk away too disappointed, because it was runner-up, but the time that it ran behind Bones McCoy was 22.55.
Yeah.
You don't run that and get beaten too often, JB. So I'm happy enough to back up with Tandem at Pace, race 5, number 1 as my best bet. And the value play, I'm going to go with race 3, number 2, Jayville Slick. We just saw this dog finish runner-up in the Christmas gift final, and it drops back to 490 metres here, but it also drops a long way back in grade. So it's been taking on our best stayers. when you drop back in distance, so often if you haven't taken those sprint grades on the way through, you get back to a low grade of sprint race. It's exactly what Jayville Slick's got. The other thing it's got from a staying perspective is quite good early pace. So it normally sort of sits top 2 or 3 over the longer distances. If it can sit top 4 in this particular lineup, it'll be very strong over the concluding stage, and I think it might be too strong for them, to be honest. So hopefully around that $3 to $4 range. We'll just need to be hopeful that Jayville Slick sits within 3 or 4 lengths of them turning for home. If it does, I think it'll just be all over the top, JB. So race 5, number 1, Tandem at pace. Race 3, number 2, Jayville Slick for me, Mandurah on Christmas Eve.
All right, Shorty, as you mentioned, I'm also going for Tandem at pace in race 5 there for my best bet. Could be a Lewis Clay show there. He's got a few in that race. And my value bet heading towards race 8, number 2, Barriles. I'm not entirely sure what price we're going to get with this dog here, Shorty. He has been off the scene for a couple of months now or so. You're good friends with the trainer James Jeffries, aren't you?
Well, I know James quite well.
Punter.
He likes a bet.
So maybe follow him. If you're at the track on follow him, see what he's doing with this dog.
Magnum PI style. Just get the old tuck away.
I'm not condoning stalking, Shorty, but just
you kind of are.
Keep an eye on him. See what he does. If he puts a lot of money on this dog, certainly jump on board. Look, I like the dog either way. This dog was going places before the break. I'm happy to back him here, sight unseen, for a couple of months. Barriles in race 8. He does like an inside draw as well.
Other thing about those dogs that are generally pacey anyway, off a freshen up, often it really draws them out of the lids and they ping fresh. So hopefully that's the case for anybody that jumps aboard JB's tip. Barriles on a Friday night, Christmas Eve. Let's get into the Boxing Day program. I really like this card, JB. There was about half a dozen things that I'm very keen on this particular program. So it was just a matter of sort of tossing around which one to land on for the best bet. In the end, maybe it was a little bit of heart that got me over the top, because it's a greyhound that I part own that I've ended up putting on top, and that's Awesome Assassin, race 11, number 6. Look, he's proving to be a really nice Mandurah 405 metre dog. He's had 4 starts over the distance. He's won all 4 of them. His most recent performance down there went 22.59, which is, we just talk about the top grade dog Tandem at pace running 22.55 a couple of starts ago, and that's in the grade 1 race. Well, Awesome Assassin's going around in a grade 5 race. So this, just to compare it, if he runs anywhere near that time, they're going to have to be out of their skin to knock him off. He runs really good early splits. He's suited by a wide draw. I think he'll lead and I think he'll win. Race 11, number 6, Go the Assassin.
What are we thinking long term with this dog, Shorty? Extra distance?
We tried last week to get him out to the 490. We've tried a few times to get him out to the 490, and he just doesn't quite get it at this stage. Maybe 6 months down the track, he's a bit bigger and stronger and more mature. Maybe by that stage he may, but for now I think let's work with his strengths. Yeah. He's showing himself to be running free for all times as a young dog over the 405. It's not broken there. We'll stick with it, and hopefully he can make it 5 for 5 from box number 6 there on Boxing Day. And the other play for me comes up value-wise, race 6, number 3, Keeping Tux. Really consistent chaser, had 7 starts over the 490 metres at Mandurah, 2 wins, 3 seconds and a third. So only 1 out of 7 that has missed the podium. Led all the way from this box 6 starts ago in 27.73. That rates really nicely for this particular event. So again, it should be in that $3 to $4 range, and I think it'll run a really good race. Race 6, number 3, Keeping Tux.
All right, Shorty, my best bet down there on Boxing Day, heading towards race 7, the dog jumping out of box 1, Quartararo. And absolutely no disrespect to the other dogs in this race, because there are some nice dogs in this event. But do you reckon when trainer Paul Stewart saw the fields come out and he saw that Quartararo had drawn the pole in a 490 metre race in a grade 5, did he not think that Christmas had come early there? This looks like a free hit.
I think it's kind of like when you're playing cards with your mates, but you're keeping them really close, and the field sheet comes out and you know which race you're in, and you're just gently scrolling, and then box 1, Quartararo. No need to scroll anymore. Get your hands up and start partying, because Quartararo, we speak of Tandem at pace being a cherry bomber. Quartararo goes to the whole new level again. He absolutely eats these. Does. And this is his trip, 490, pet distance, pet box. right race. Wowee, JB.
And for city grade money as well. It's
too
anyway,
lovely.
Anyway,
Too lovely, he
watch
would have
him
been
get rolled
saying.
now that we've talked
Oh,
him
well,
up. Let's hope, Paul.
goodness.
Let's hope we haven't.
No,
cursed your dog.
I wouldn't
But
have
he it's just
Facts and figures
Facts
say
and
it
figures
should be
say.
very, very difficult to oppose.
hard to beat. All right, so race 7, number 1, Quarteraro. For a value bet, heading towards race 5, number 4, High Sky. Like this dog. Been a really great one for Adam Smithson and has looked good since she's come back. Actually, 2 runs back from that short break. Has won them both, including over the 600 here at Cannington last week. Of course, goes down to Mandurah for the 647. Last time she was down there, she was beaten that much.
That was in a feature race,
the
wasn't it?
Mandurah middle distance, against Rosted off. I think she, despite coming up what is a pretty competitive field, that's why I think you might get value odds with this dog. I think she'll be winning down there.
It's a big effort to hold out Bulla Manelli last Saturday night. Really impressive. Adam Smithson has got High Sky going better than ever over the last 6 weeks.
Huge.
So, yeah, huge. And what a year it's been for him, Adam Smithson, eh? Look, it didn't
fantastic.
quite go to plan with the Phoenix, but what a wonderful concept, and how great for WA to have a representative going around in the big race there last week at the Meadows. Speaking of big races and having representatives,
Yes.
the train, toot, toot. Shane Williams has, unsee this, drawn box 2 in the Queensland Derby final Thursday night at Albion Park. Everything crossed for you, Shano. Earlier on today on our podcast from Coast to Coast, we had an interview with Jay Jacobson, who's over there. Look, this has been a horror campaign. They were meant to...
The real trainer.
This was what some would say. Look, this was meant to be on a week ago, this final. Of course, lightning meant that the heats couldn't be run. They then had to go and find a place to trial where the dogs trialled really well. Then it drew awkwardly in box number 8, still found a way to win. Comes up with box 2. All the WA, we're right behind you, Shano. We're right behind you, Jay. Go unsee this. Loves an even box draw. Maps really nicely. Let's hope it's the Christmas present that they deserve after handling themselves with real dignity in a situation which was pretty sticky for them a few weeks ago with the way everything panned out.
Best of luck to unsee this Queensland Derby. Tonight, Thursday night. Well, Shorty, that's it for the year.
Where did it go?
Where did it go? It's crazy, isn't it?
So, but when we next team up, hopefully we can do it mask-free and happily, because it's a pretty big year ahead of us again in 2022, the way everything's going. But to everybody that is tuned in, thanks for your company throughout the course of this year. We clearly have a lot of fun putting the show together each week, but we wouldn't do it if we didn't have plenty of people tuning in. So thank you all very much for your support throughout the course of this year. To your families and all of your loved ones, have a happy and safe Christmas, and we're wishing you plenty of winners for 2022 upcoming, JB.
Absolutely. Thanks also Peter O'Neill and Leia Ernest, who was the main host here on Greyhound Gold, for their contributions throughout the year.
Big time indeed. And watch out for Brett Honey's work as well. TGIF is coming along very nicely. The young man, the honey badger, going beautifully. JB, that's it. The last episode of 2021 is now done and dusted. That has been Greyhound Gold!